Prepare for IELTS Grade 10, Reading Unit 6 Gender Equality. Passage 1. Today, more and more women are actively participating in social activities both in urban and rural areas. Specifically, they have shined brightly in even many fields commonly regarded as the man's areas such as business, scientific research and social management. In some areas, women even show more overwhelming power than men. The image of contemporary Vietnamese women with creativeness, dynamism, success has become popular in Vietnam's society. The fact reveals that the gender gap has been remarkably narrowed and women enjoy many more opportunities to pursue their social careers and obtain success, contributing to national socio-economic development. According to Ms. La T. Quai, Director of the Gender and Development Research Center under the University of Social Sciences and Humanities, Hanoi National University, gender equity in Vietnam has reached a high level over the past decade. The rate of Vietnamese women becoming National Assembly members from the 9th term to the 11th term increased 8.7%, bringing the proportion of Vietnamese women in authority to 27.3%, the highest rate in Southeast Asia. There is no big gap in the level of literacy and schooling between men and women. Women account for about 37% of university and college graduates, 19.9% of doctoral degree holders and 6.7% of professors and associate professors. The legitimate rights of women and children are ensured more than ever before with more complete legal documents including laws, conventions and national action plans, among which the laws on gender equity mark a Many projects on reproductive health care, children protection, and family income improvement jointly conducted by various mass organizations, state agencies and non-governmental organizations have created favorable conditions for women to become involved. Passage 2. Throughout history, women have always aimed for a recognized place in society. Guided by their own field of knowledge and expertise, women like Marie Curie in science, Mary Wollstonecraft in literary writing, Simone de Beauvoir in philosophical existentialist debate, and Marie Stopes in medicine, to name a few, have brought about an awareness of the role of women in any walks of life. These women have helped redefine and encourage the nature of women's place in society. Today, the spread of global women's organizations and the impact of women's contributions to society show that progress has been made, and the progress in furthering the role of women in society has been some benefit to the individual woman. It is true to say that not all women have the same need. The need of the woman who stays at home and raises children will differ widely from the woman who works outside. Nonetheless, in the extensive field of equal opportunities, it would be good to know that access is given to both with equal measure according to the true value of respective abilities. It also would be good to know that the woman at home is recognized as a valued member of society just as much as the one who deals on business outside the home.
Listening. Exercise 1. Listen to the passage carefully and fill in the blank with missing words. The future role of women can be looked at more optimistically. Nowadays, there seems to be recognition of the vital role women play in society, and more status is given to women. Overall, excellent progress has been made in education. This has played a powerful role for women's self-esteem. It demonstrates women's intellectual ability to gain expertise in the field of their choice. However, this progress has still to be reflected in the job market. Since a more educated society is good for industry and society as a whole, it is even more urgent for women to gain an acceptable status in their profession. The message is that women have the ability to change their roles and that they will demand to have the means to do it. It is generally accepted by the new generation of young men and women that cooperation and mutual aid are far more productive than the divider camp of men and women. Society is changing, and with it the role of men and women. In many fields, women have come a long way from just their roles as mothers and homemakers. They no longer think that children rearing and home management are their own duties. Exercise 2. Listen to the passage carefully and complete the sentences. Until the 19th century, the denial of equal rights to women met with only occasional protest and drew little attention from most people. Because most women lacked the educational and economic resources that would enable them to challenge the prevailing social order, women generally accepted their inferior status as their only option. At this time, women shared these disadvantages with the majority of working-class men, as many social, economic, and political rights were restricted to the wealthy elite. In the 19th century, as governments of Europe and North America began to draft new laws guaranteeing the equality among men, significant numbers of women, and some men, began to demand that women be accorded equal rights as well. At the same time, the Industrial Revolution in Europe and North America further divided the roles of men and women. Before the Industrial Revolution, most people worked in farming or craftsmaking, both of which took place in or near the home. Men and women usually divided numerous tasks among themselves and their children. Industrialization led male workers to seek employment outside of the home in factories and other large-scale enterprises. The growing split between home and work reinforced the idea that women's rightful place was in the home, while men belonged in the public world of employment and politics. Organized efforts by women to achieve greater rights occurred in two major waves. The first wave began around the mid-19th century, when women in the United States and elsewhere campaigned to gain suffrage, that is, the right to vote. This wave lasted until the 1920s, when several countries granted women's suffrage.